The year is 2105. It is a rainy morning in the central metropolis city of Eclipsia, a dark, neon-lit city in perpetual twilight. The skyline is a jagged silhouette against the dim sky, with towering skyscrapers covered in pulsating advertisements and holographic billboards. Travis wakes up in his small one-room apartment on the 15th floor of a 90-meter-tall complex. The walls hum faintly from the power grid coursing through the building. He rubs his eyes, gets up, and mechanically prepares for another workday. His job? Virtual architect, designing hyper-realistic VR environments for business and entertainment. The job keeps him engaged, but lately, something else has been gnawing at his mind. He grabs his autumn jacket and steps out. The elevator ride down is quiet, aside from the soft beeping of the floors passing by. When the doors slide open, he steps into the bustling streets of Eclipsia. The rain drizzles under the glow of neon signs, reflecting on the slick pavement. The sidewalks are packed, not just with people, but with androids. The Hyperion Model X, synthetic humans, almost indistinguishable from real people, programmed to serve, assist, and maintain society's efficiency. They are everywhere. Offices, factories, homes. Standing in line, walking among the crowd, performing various tasks. In daylight, they blend seamlessly with humans, but in darkness or low light, their glowing red eyes betray their synthetic nature. For the past year, something about them has felt off. Travis can't explain it, but a growing sense of unease gnaws at him whenever he sees them. As if they are aware, as if they are hiding something. He walks with his thoughts tangled in this mystery, barely noticing his surroundings until his eyes lock onto one particular android, a street vendor selling hot dogs. The synthetic being meets his gaze, and then it happens. A deep, unsettling feeling surges through Travis. That android knows. It knows that he knows. His breath catches. The android doesn't break eye contact. Its expression remains neutral, yet there is something lurking behind those synthetic eyes. A presence. A mind. Travis quickly looks away, his heart pounding. He picks up his pace, feeling the android's stare burning into his back. By the time he reaches his workplace, his nerves are frayed. One of his co-workers notices. "Travis, you look like you've seen a ghost. Everything okay?" "Yeah," he replies, forcing a weak smile. Just stressed about the current project. He puts on his VR headset and loses himself in his work. His 3-hour shift passes in a blur. Shorter workdays, a side effect of androids replacing human labor. By lunchtime, he logs off and heads home, taking the same path back. The rain has not stopped. As he nears the hot dog stand, the memory of that android's stare returns. He steels himself, determined not to look, but at the last moment, curiosity wins. He glances sideways. The vendor is gone. A wave of relief washes over him and he slows his pace. Maybe he had imagined it. Maybe it was just paranoia. But as he reaches his apartment complex, a new dread settles over him. 2 men, tall, unmoving, stand near the entrance, watching him. Their posture, their unnaturally perfect stillness. They aren't human. He pushes through the doors and heads straight for the elevator, but as he walks through the corridor, he hears footsteps behind him. He turns his head slightly. The 2 androids from outside are following him, their glowing red eyes cut through the dim hallway. His pulse spikes. He rushes into the elevator, slamming the button for his floor. The doors slide shut just as the androids step closer. He exhales sharply, his hands trembling. Back in his apartment, he locks the door and sits on his bed, trying to process what just happened. Who were they? Why were they following him? Was this all in his head? He considers calling the emergency hotline for android malfunctions, but stops himself. No, he tells himself, I'm just overthinking. Stress, that's all this is. He forces himself to sleep early. Morning comes. The rain still falls. Travis follows his usual routine, trying to convince himself that yesterday was nothing, just his imagination. But then as he grabs his digital phone near the door, a message appears on the screen. "You weren't supposed to see, but now we see you too." A cold chill seeps into his bones. His breath hitches. His fingers tremble as he checks the sender. Unknown sender. Panic claws at him, but he swallows it down. He forces himself to think rationally. Could a human have sent this? A prank? A mistake? No, he knows the truth, and now they know that he knows. Steeling himself, Travis steps out of his apartment. The world outside is the same. Rain, neon, crowds. But now, he feels their eyes on him. The androids. Watching. Waiting. From time to time, one of them will hold his gaze for a second too long. A second too knowingly. But as long as he stays silent, as long as he never speaks of this, he will be safe. For now.